So we lived in this apartment. It was just me and my sister at the time. We lived in an apartment over the bar. You know, you hang out in the neighborhood. You know, you ever see like the movies, like Goodfellas, with a kid hanging out. You know. So anyway, long story short, I started hanging out with some of the younger guys. You know, not the older guys. You know, and I hang around. They'd get to see me around and say, "Hey," you know, and. So I figured, what the hell? I ain't doing shit. I need to make some money. So I went in there, and the guy says, you know, his name was Chubby. He was, you know, Italian or whatever. He was like what they call the guy in that area that ran shit, you know, captain, whatever you want to call him. And he's sitting in the back of the bar, and he was a loan shark. He'd loan people money, he'd take bets. He was a bookie. And that was the guy you went to in that area if you wanted to borrow money or you needed to bet on a horse or whatever. So he didn't care for me for some reason. I think because he knew I wasn't stupid. You know, ignorant people don't like smart people. You know, it's just the way it is. You make them feel stupid, you know, because they are. So anyway, Chubby goes to me one day and he says, "Hey, you know, go pay a visit to this guy. He owes me $1,000. And I guess the guy was a degenerate gambler. You know, he betted on horses and sports or whatever, and he owed Chubby the money. And he tells me where the guy lives and everything. And so I go over there, and it was a similar type building, you know, shitty old apartments. And I knock at the guy's door. And I walk in there, and, you know, it was total. He had a big bottle of Cuddy Sark. I don't know if you've ever seen Cuddy Sark. It's a bottle of liquor. It was commonly drunk and back then, and he had a big bottle there, and he's sitting on those stupid folding tables. You ever see those stupid old tables you put out in front of the TV?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And he had an old black and white TV with the fucking daubs on it. We're talking back in, you know, 80s with the rabbit ears and shit, and he's sitting there, and he had a big belly with a white beater T-shirt on. He was a slob, and it looked like a fucking wreck, and he was always drunk. So I come over there and says, "Hey, Chubby sent me over here. You know, you got any money for him?" "Oh, you act like a tough guy." "I ain't got no money." And he was, you know, he's just a real pain in the ass guy. "I ain't got no money," and act like a big shot, tough guy. "Listen, who you kidding? These guys are gonna come over here and break your fucking arm if you don't pay him some money." Here, I almost felt sorry for the guy because I knew that if I came back with nothing, they were gonna hurt this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm telling the guy, I say, "Listen, you got to have something or somebody. Call a relative. Give me something to go back to this guy with. Give me $500, $300, something. All right, give me something, you know, you got anything." "No, I ain't got nothing. All I got is this beat up old fucking Cutlass outside. You know, that ain't ran in years. Anyway, give me the keys." I was into cars, okay? I hung out with Puerto Ricans. We'd take cars like that. Anyway, I had new friends that could fix a car and fix almost anything pretty much. So give me the keys to the fucking car. I like cars, too. So I went down there, I looked at the Cutlass, and I was very familiar with Cutlasses because I've taken many of them. I borrowed many of them.
Okay.
So fucking thing's dead. You know, ain't been touched in a fucking year. I called my friend Edwin up. He's a Puerto Rican guy we used to hang out with. "Edwin, come over here and help me, please. Take a look at this car. Maybe we can make some money on it. I don't know." Edwin comes over there, and we ended up changing the battery. I bought a used battery. It cost me like $20. We put oil in it. We put water in it. He may have changed the spark plug or two or something like that. Edwin got the fucking thing started. And it wasn't that bad a shape. It was just stopped running, and the idiot just, left it in care. He ain't going nowhere anyway. He ain't got no money to go nowhere. So we get the fucking thing running. Give me the fucking title for it. He gives me the title of the car. I go to another place I know, the junkyards, and, you know, they'll buy cars like that. I go to the car, and it was actually a decent car once we put a fucking hose to it and got it running. So we go to the junkyard. The guy says, "I'll give you $1,000. The guy gives me $1,000 for the fucking car.
Wow.
I take the $1,000. I go back to Chubby. I give him the envelope with $1,000 in it.
Yeah.
10 $100 bills. And he was totally just blown away. "How the fuck did you get the money out of that deadbeat?" He knew I couldn't get the money. He set me up to lose. He set me up for failure. So I give him the fucking money. "How the fuck did you get the money out of that deadbeat?" So I tell him the whole story. Well, he said he had a car. I took the car. I went and bought a battery. We put oil in it. We put water. We fixed it up. My friend fixed it up. We took it. We sold it to another guy. He knew the guy I sold it to because they're all connected. Yeah. And I got $1,000, and there you go. The guy sit there, and he just listened to my story, looked at me, and he says, "Get the hell out of here. You're not right for this business."
What?
He wanted me to hurt the guy.
Oh, jeez.
And then because I went to all that trouble, I lost money. I bought the fucking battery and the water and the oil, whatever, or not the water, but I ended up losing $50 or $30, whatever it was in those days, to fix the fucking car, to get him his fucking money back. And he says, "Get out of here. You're not right for this type of business."
What?
He'd rather I hurt the guy or some shit, but he thought he couldn't believe I went through all this trouble and figured out and went through all that to get his fucking money. It was like, it didn't make sense to him.
Holy crap!
Anyway, he saved my life.
Yeah.
So that was my Mafia story. I never got. I always stayed away from those guys.